first guest tonight stars in the film 13 Conversations About One Thing, and starting July 12th, you can see him in Reign of Fire. Please welcome Matthew McConaughey. You know how to wake up a room?
Just flew in. Hadn't been able to hear radio.
Ladies, please. I'll be out here all night.
How'd it go?
What's
the
that?
Lakers closed tonight?
Oh, man.
I missed it. I was on a plane.
Well, we're live, and boy, it was quite some game, I'll tell you. Let me talk about, I don't know if that embarrasses you or what, that when the women, I know the women on our staff were excited all day that you were going to be here, to the point that I was angry, you know? It's like, what am I, chopped liver, baby? And, but their women get so excited and vocal. Does that get irritating? Does it?
That's pretty cool.
It's good, yeah. That's a good attitude to have.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That's good. Do they actually, do they approach you? I mean, it's one thing for them to sort of, oh, look, there he is, and get excited, but do they actually come up to you and say things?
Sometimes. I mean, I've had, most of the time, everyone's pretty neutral. I mean, I've had a few times where, like, I was in another thing, they don't always know it's me. Sometimes they think I'm somebody else, and they get just as excited.
I get that.
I was in a Houston airport about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I walk in the gift shop, I'm gonna get my gum and my USA Today before I get on the plane. And I walk in there, and there's these two girls behind the counter. This one girl starts going, you that white man. You that white man. I said, yeah, I'm that white man. I'll take the gum and I'll take this. She goes, no, I seen you at the basketball, that white man. Woody Allen. Woody Allen. You that white man, Woody Allen. And I was going, yeah,
wait, she got it wrong like 5 different ways.
Wait, we're not through yet. So I'm going,
okay.
yeah, I'll take just the gum and this and everything else. She goes, yeah, I've seen you. Played the basketball, Wesley Snipes, white man, Woody Allen. I seen you go for it. And the other girl says, girl, shut up. That's that boy that done been up in that Time to Kill. So she thought I was first Woody Allen playing basketball, but she really thought I was Woody Harrelson.
Right.
And then the other girl said that, no, he's the one that was in that movie.
Right.
Time to Kill, so we got it figured out.
See, finally, you had to straighten the whole thing out.
Yeah,
was it, but you can't mind that. I mean...
I thought it was pretty damn funny, man. No,
that
worked.
You have to, yeah.
And believe me, Woody's gone and done some things a lot that I probably can't even talk about here under my name.
Really?
Oh, yeah, but see, I can't even bring them up. But if you're out there, Woody, you know what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about Woody Allen or Woody Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, good. I was going to say.
Yeah, Woody Allen.
I was thinking, what's Woody Allen been up to, you know?
Yeah.
Growing up, who were your influences? Did you see someone growing up on TV or the movies who you thought, like, that person inspires me?
I didn't watch much television growing up, but John Mellencamp was someone I looked up to his lyrics. My father, my brother, TV, Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Well, why the Incredible Hulk?
He's got the perfect constitution. I mean, it's very simple with him. Remember, Bill Bixby was always just kind of cruising down the road, minding his own business on some gravel road in the middle of nowhere, going from circus to circus or something. And here comes the four-wheel drive truck with all the, the drunk teenagers in it, and they drive by and they throw a rock at him or something, pull over and get out and start a fight. And he's always just like, no, thank you. I'm minding my own business. I'm going my own way. No, thank you. Takes off walking. They pull up again. Guy comes back behind him, thumps him in the head, says, hey, I'm talking to you. And Bill's just like, hey, man, I'm minding my own business here. Just let me take my time walking down the road. Right. He walks off the second time. The third time that anyone tries to start trouble with the Incredible Hulk, who's this time just Bill Bixby, he gets green. He gets big, he rips out of his clothes, and he doesn't just get even, he gets way ahead. He terminates him, and it's over. And remember, he always threw one of those big steel oxygen tanks. And
they just happen to always be lying around. Yeah. It always just happened to be right there.
He'd crash through the cardboard wall, and it was just, he'd sit there, and Lou Ferrigno would just growl. And that was the hour television I was allowed a night, and that was that 7 to 8, and he turned into Incredible Hulk, I think, at like 7:22 and 8:47.
Right, right. And I looked at those guys never learn. They're like, hey, there's Bill Bixby. Let's go give him a wedgie, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, cut it out,
And
cut
if
it
you
out.
give him a wedgie twice, you're fine. Just don't do it the third time.
And when he starts to turn green, get out of there.
Yeah, go.
Because it took about 20 minutes for him to turn green. That's your time to get out of town.
Yeah.
But instead, they'd stand around. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. And then there's always some guy who's the toughie.
Right.
Who's going to go in for one good shot, you know, and it'd be like a really crappy stunt where he'd like come in real slow-mo like this, and Incredible Hulk would just go whoa, 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 and block it.
Right.
And then the guy would look to his friends like, man, he blocked my best punch. And there's this guy, 6'3", 320.
It always reminded me of when I was a kid, I would watch the Superman series. There was always, the crooks would all empty their guns at Superman. The bullets would all bounce off, and then one guy would drop his gun and come at him to hit him.
Okay, that's
like,
gonna do it.
Your gun didn't work. And he's like, maybe that didn't work, but old Bessie here is gonna do the job.
Watch this. I don't run.
Yeah. So you have a ranch, is that right?
I got
in
a ranch
Texas?
in West Texas, yeah.
And what kind of land are we? Oh, I like it when someone applauds someone else's
Somebody's from Texas, I take it?
acquisition of land. Oh.
Right.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Like how many?
I got
acres?
1,600 acres. It's pretty barren land. That's 1 mile by 2 miles.
And do you have animals there?
We do have animals. We have. We got some animals out there. It's not.
That sounded creepy.
It's yeah.
No, we got some animals out there. It ain't none of your business either.
It's pretty trippy. It's pseudo Halloween out there day to day, just by the animals. We've got goats, we've got horses, we've got cows, we've got the chickens, all the normal things. But we also, when we moved on the land, there was an emu that was stuck on the land. From, I think, in the late 80s, when somebody came up with the idea that emus were going to be this exotic meat,
right,
when all the money was in the oil business,
burger.
and we started selling them for $40,000, thinking it was a specialty, and that never went over, thank goodness.
Right.
So there's an emu stuck on the
And we had
property.
one on the show once. They're like kind of like an ostrich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And prehistoric looking things. And we had this one emu out there, and I just kept feeling sorry for him, thinking that the guy's got to have a complex. There's nothing else around the ranch that looks even remotely like him. He's got to think he's on Pluto. The only other thing on 2 legs is the chickens and the humans.
Right.
And he's only got 3 toes. And so we put in the paper we wanted to get him a nice lady. So
I like the way you say it too. Like, we're gonna get you a lady.
we're gonna get him a nice lady. He just walked around, and none of the other animals would talk to him or nothing. And so we did. And there was a hell of a courting session that went on between these two. He would only let the lady be in the pasture that was like 2 pastures away for the first few months. And then after 3 months, he'd let her pace about 100 yards behind him. Then after 6 months, she moved into about 10 yards behind him. Then about month 8, saw them eating together. Well, right at the end of month 8, we found this big nest with 8 emu eggs in it. And they had 8 emu babies. 7 of them survived. And now they, instead of him being the underdog, those emus run the ranch.
Because that's a tough bird, too. They don't, I mean, they'll charge you, they'll kick you.
They've charged both of my brothers. Both of my brothers have lacerations from jumping over the barbed wire fences just to get away from them.
And
They
also,
own the ranch.
it doesn't sound
territorial.
cool when you're telling people, like, how'd you get that? You know, oh, the old emu got me. You know, it doesn't sound...
No, it's not quite like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, you want the Hulk story's better.
Yeah.
This movie, Reign of Fire, I want to mention that before we completely run out of time. I mentioned it because you shot this in Ireland.
Shot it in Ireland, Dublin, Ireland, yeah.
And for obvious reasons, my people are from Ireland. I've only gotten to see the twice, but
People call it maize.
What's that?
My people call it maize.
Exactly. Yes.
Remember that canola, the Mazzola commercial?
You and I are only going to talk about old TV tonight.
I got that.
Let's break down an old F Troop episode. Yeah.
Ireland, yeah, I was there 5 months. It was beautiful.
And did you? I mean, because what amazed me is the Irish people are so colorful. Like it's just so
salt of the earth.
Yeah, like anything. We went there with a camera crew once, and just almost everybody we talked to, you could have done a whole show about.
Yeah, you know, you go someplace and it takes a little while to get sort of your bearings about where you are and get a feel for what the place is. I'm there 10 days when I first get there. So after jet lag and everything else, I'm getting my bearings and everything. I'm not quite sure what the identity of Ireland is, but I'm listening to everyone, trying to figure it out. And I'm hearing different stories, and everyone's got a story to tell, as you know, in Ireland. And this one day, I'm coming home from the boxing gym, and I'm walking on the left side of the street. It's a 2-lane street. And I see out the corner of my eye this guy, about 5'2", appears to be about 70 or so years old, in an old crumpled suit with some sauce all over it. He just comes weaving across the street and props up over here in my eye line and stops and just plants. And there's this old man about 70 right here. And he stops there, and he just stops, and he looks at my toes, and he goes all the way up to my hairline, and he comes back down to my toes, and I'm looking at him, and he'll stop in the middle of the street, and he comes back up to my eyes, and he leans in my face, and he goes, "You're looking well, son." And all that.
He walks away.
And all that. He didn't know me from John Doe, and that's when I went,
Yeah,
I get it. I'm in Ireland.
I am
And
so
that's
glad
how
you
they
could.
are, man.
I'm so glad you got an opportunity to meet my father.
He's doing well.
He's
I know where to
doing
find
good.
him, too. I know the bar he's in.
We
the
don't
pub
talk
he's
much
in.
anymore. 13 Conversations About One Thing is playing right now in select cities.
Here and in Los Angeles, yeah.
And Reign of Fire opens July 12th.
July 12th, Reign of Fire, yeah.
Hey, it was great having you on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Continued success to you. Matthew McConaughey, everybody. Linda Cardellini coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.